What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here. I'm also a casino host as well. I love bringing people on my podcast to talk about their why, talk about their story, talk about why they do what they do and who they are beyond the occupation. So I got a special guest coming on today. Her name is Lindsey Slater. She is based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin at WISN-TV as the morning meteorologist. So we're going to talk to her about her why, get to know her a little bit, and talk about her journey. So without any further ado, I introduce to you the lovely, the talented Lindsey Slater. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, Lindsey. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I don't know what was I wasn't getting anything from you for the exception of the email that you just sent me.
Wow. Okay. I even put a new email with your name on it. The same email we've been doing the contact with. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's okay. Our news station does block a lot of links, so that might be. And I even went into my junk email, and there was nothing there either. And I was like, "What's going on?" So we figured it out.
We did. I love it. Thank you for coming on my podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. I just want to ask you first off, how's your day going so far?
Good. I am prepping my show for my 11 o'clock newscast as we speak. So I'm tracking some more thunderstorms. So I'm just like,
I feel that. Okay. Hopefully everything is good. I mean, you're right next door to me because I'm in Minnesota. You're in Wisconsin.
Yep.
And I want to reiterate to you why I wanted to bring you on before I start peppering you with all these questions, right?
Yeah, sure.
So obviously you're a meteorologist based out of Wisconsin, as I've said. I'm a journalist based out of Minnesota. I love talking to other people and getting to know their stories of why they do what they do. I know you're a Carroll University graduate. Well, not graduate, but Carroll University you went to, Mississippi State you graduated from. I've seen some of your videos on YouTube. You do an excellent job of reporting for the weather and doing a great job there in Wisconsin. I'm thinking that's where you're from. That might be the home state, if I'm not mistaken.
You are right.
Okay, so I've done a little bit of research and doing my thing. So I just want to kind of talk to you, break some bread, get to know you a little bit, and then hear your story. So that's why I wanted to bring you on here.
Yeah, absolutely. I am actually a Carroll grad and a Mississippi State grad. I graduated from both places. So I have 2 degrees. I'm working on my 3rd one as we speak, from Millersville University in Pennsylvania.
Absolutely, yes. And I'm also getting my master's as well. So
Woo!
I totally understand that. Absolutely, no doubt.
Congrats.
Right. Absolute congrats to you too. My first question that I always ask my guest on here is, what is your why? Right? Why do you do what you do? Was there somebody that inspired you? Did you happen to fall into it by accident? Because there's some people in this industry that do. So what is your why you wanted to be a meteorologist?
Quite frankly, I wanted to be a meteorologist because I just really loved thunderstorms. I thought they were like super, super cool. I had to figure out how we could get from a beautiful sunny day to all of a sudden you have this like destructive thunderstorm. I'm like, how can that happen so quickly? Like, I always have been someone that wanted to know the who, what, when, where, why, how. I have to know all of the information. If I find out something new, I have to like do a deep dive. I have to go down the rabbit hole and get to all the little intricacies of the what and the why. So I had to figure out like, how can this actually happen? And I always thought storms were super cool. So that's why I initially kind of got the bug. I was never afraid of weather. I always just thought it was super cool. I wanted to be a storm chaser. Like, I think a lot of kids who like weather wanted to be a storm chaser, but you don't really make any money being a storm chaser. So I knew that was not a viable career option. So I actually went to school to be a veterinarian because I love animals. And about a good 3 semesters into that, I was like, I need to go to school for weather. So totally flipped gears and switched that up a little bit.
Okay. Took you a year and a half to figure that out. I feel that.
Yes. We all change our minds. I knew being a veterinarian, I'd probably make more money. But at the same time, I had to follow my heart, and tracking storms was still my heart. I still do work with animals. I just volunteer at the Humane Society.
That's awesome to hear. I love that, Lindsay. I love that so much. Now, doing a little bit of research, found out that Carroll is actually the first 4-year college in Wisconsin of higher education. I was like,
Yes.
wow, that's
Pios.
interesting. Right. Home of the pioneers, I believe. So that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. It's a beautiful campus too.
Me,
It's made out of limestone.
absolutely, right? That's crazy. Talk to me about your decision to go there, but also to transfer to Mississippi State. For people that don't know, Mississippi State is one of the best schools, probably the best school in the country when it comes to the meteorology program.
They do have a great program, yes.
Absolutely.
So I actually went to school in Eau Claire first to be a pre-vet major. And when that didn't work out, Carroll did not have a meteorology program. So I was like, okay, well, clearly I get out of here. I actually didn't like up north either. I feel bad. It wasn't my jam. I'm more of a city gal.
Me too. I feel that. No doubt.
My dad actually went to Carroll College at the time, and it was Carroll College when I went there as well. And I just felt like this sense of home there. I liked that it was a private school. It was a smaller school, and the classes were smaller, like maybe 15 to 20 kids in a class. So there was a lot more individual attention that I felt I excelled better at versus being in like an auditorium with 300 other people. I do not do well in a very large group. I like the intimacy of a small group. So that class type is what really got me into Carroll, and it is an experience that I have loved and will continue to love forever. I graduated Carroll College in 2008 with a degree in environmental science. And then I knew I needed a meteorology degree if I wanted to be a meteorologist. So I then enrolled in Mississippi State distance learning because I was still trying to get a full-time job. So I'm like, well, I can't like do the traditional like go into class thing. So then I got accepted to Mississippi State. And so I did distance learning there for 2 years to get my broadcast meteorology degree. And during that time, I weirdly also got employed by a TV station in Jackson, Mississippi. So I was actually right there because they're in Starkville and I was working in Jackson. So it was just kind of funny how I ended up there, even though I wasn't like from there. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. And I know you had stops there in Jackson, Mississippi. You also went from there to Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, before coming obviously back home to Wisconsin. So that's pretty dope. I love that. Let me ask you some favorite questions, okay? So I'm just gonna ask you off the rip. You give me the 411 and let me know what it is, okay?
You got it.
All right, here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Pumpkin pie. I just like pumpkin pie. I'm a baker at heart. I can't cook to save my life. I can bake up a storm, and I just really love pie. I will eat it day and night, all day, with a lot of Cool Whip. Just throw it in there.
So two things, Lindsay. One, that is definitely a first here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I don't think anybody has ever said pumpkin pie right out the damn gate. I don't think anybody's done that. And then two, to be transparent with you, I've never had pumpkin pie.
What?
Yeah, I've never had pumpkin.
Come on. Thanksgiving? Yeah. Are you a pecan pie guy?
No. I'm actually allergic to nuts. I'm apple pie.
Oh, I love apple pie. I make a mean apple pie. If you're around here, I will make you a pumpkin and an apple pie, and we will have it together.
Okay. Well, listen, let's put it on wax. First time I'm trying pumpkin pie, I'm gonna be with Lindsey Slater. First time I'm trying it. I've never ever tried pumpkin pie. Never.
The key is the homemade crust. You can't go out and buy crust. You got to make a homemade flaky crust. I got a foolproof pie crust recipe that has never steered me wrong. Makes perfect pie every time.
Before I get into this next favorite, by the way, I have been in Milwaukee, and I heard that you've been to a restaurant that's one of my favorites out there, which is Harbor House.
I love Harbor House. Oh my gosh.
Really? Yeah.
It's so good. Yes, it's so good. And, normally I pick a restaurant based on their dessert options because I am a sweet tooth kind of gal. But
me too.
They have fabulous food. And honestly, the ambiance, it's the only restaurant that's actually on the lake. The only one. You have other ones that overlook the lake, but this one's actually on the lake. I mean, I've never had a bad meal there in my life. They are so good.
Okay. So I'll tell you a quick story before I get to the next favorite. I was going down there to see a Milwaukee Bucks game. I like to travel. And I'm a bachelor, so I can do that. You know, I don't really have any responsibilities like that, so it's okay. So I went down there to visit Milwaukee because number one, I'd never been to the city, never even been to the state of Wisconsin before, and I like going to different places. And Harbor House was something I stumbled upon, and I was like,
Mhm.
you know, first I looked at the menu, I was like, "Ooh, these prices." I was like, "My
I
goodness,"
know.
but the quality was worth it. I got the roasted chicken with the
Yeah.
asparagus and the
Ooh.
potatoes. That was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But it was I saw the Bucks game and I was like, I'm gonna go back there, and I never made my way back to Milwaukee. So I definitely need to make my way back for
Well,
sure.
we got some good teams, as you know. And a little fun fact, I haven't seen a Bucks game at Fiserv Forum with the new team yet. I just haven't had a chance. They're always so late at night and I work early in the morning. I can't justify it.
So this is what we'll do. You show me your pumpkin pie, and we'll go to the Bucks game. How about that?
That sounds awesome. I
That
love it.
sounds awesome. I love it.
It's
I
got to be
love
a
it.
weekend though. I
That's
love my
true.
sleep. I got to get my sleep.
I feel that. I feel that. That's awesome. This next favorite is favorite concert you've ever attended.
Oh my God, you're going to laugh so hard. I've been to one concert in my life, and it was the Backstreet Boys. So there you go.
Oh boy. Oh, Lindsay.
Did you
What
know
is
you were getting into this when you talked to me? I'd never made it to concerts. Mainly because I love like death metal music and I love rock music, and
okay?
I don't want to end up in a mosh pit. So I never really went to these concerts. I would love to
Okay.
go. I wish I would have seen Linkin Park when Chester was here. I would love to go see Disturbed. I would love to go see,
Hmm.
like Hailstorm and,
Are you
those
a
kinds of.
Breaking Benjamin
I
fan?
will. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Me too. Me too.
Absolutely. Alter
Okay.
Bridge, like I will see these bands. I'm just like worried about the crowd. So I'll listen to them on my AirPods.
I feel that. That's a lot safer, Lindsay. That's for sure. No question about that. Wow. Backstreet Boys. Okay.
The
That's
only
cool.
one I've been to.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I'm no judgment. No judgment here. Okay, no judgment here. Next one is favorite favorite place you've ever traveled to.
um, Kona, Hawaii.
Wow. Yes, I've never been to that part of Hawaii, but I went to a Maui. Maui.
Maui's
Oh,
beautiful. Each island is. I've been to all of them, like the ones you can actually access, like as a public person. And I've been going there since I was a kid. My dad traveled for a living, so we got a lot of free plane tickets. So, and each island is something special. Kauai is very rainforesty. Oahu is your tourist destination with like Waikiki Beach and Diamond Head. Maui is just,
yep.
it's the windiest, and it's got Haleakala. It's so beautiful. But the big island is where my heart is. The big island is, you can have all climate zones in one island. It can be
Oh,
snowy, it can have lava, it can be raining, it can be, sleeting up at the top of the mountains. There's the observatories on Mauna Kea. They have active volcanoes and deserts and rainforests all in one island. It's gorgeous.
it is very beautiful scenery. I love that. Love that you picked that place. Cabo San Lucas for me is a close second because I went to Mexico
Ooh.
there too. Yeah, that was a friend's trip. I
Okay.
grew up in California, so
Oh,
yeah, so I was very close to Mexico. My dad always took us to Tijuana,
well,
like
yeah.
almost every weekend before you had to like have a passport.
Right.
Um, right. So that's a close second for me for sure.
Hmm. What
Okay,
part of
well,
California?
San Diego.
Oh, that was the only place in California I've been to. I went there on my 10-year wedding anniversary and I loved San Diego. I want to go back so, so bad. I love San Diego.
Awesome. Yeah,
It's
San Diego
wonderful.
is a special place in my heart. No question about it. It's
Oh,
expensive to live there, but it's
yes.
a special place.
It
Special
was
place in my heart.
expensive, but it's unique. And I went there in the middle of like a drought and it was really hot and I just loved every part of it. I loved hiking and going to the beaches and in the waves. It was
Mhm.
just fantastic.
Oh yes, you do not have to sweet talk me, Lindsay, as you are right now. That is absolutely awesome. I love it. This next question has to do with sports. I'm a sports reporter. That's what it is. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV, and then favorite sport you like to attend in person.
Gymnastics. I was a gymnast, so I'm partial, you know? Love me some
Oh,
gymnastics,
okay.
Olympics, Simone Biles, get me on board. Suni Lee, I'm all about gymnastics. I could watch that for days on end. After that, it's definitely Packers football. That would be great.
You
I
know,
cannot actually watch basketball though. I know we just talked about this. I can't handle the squeaky shoes. I just
I understand. I get it. I totally get it. Now, it will be different if you saw a Bucks game in person. I think that would
That's
be
what
different.
everyone says.
It
Yes,
would be
that's what
different.
everybody says.
Now,
Yes, but
obviously, we're on opposite ends here because I'm in Minnesota, you're in Wisconsin, so
oh,
we're on opposite ends. But
uh-huh.
I will say this: I do like Jordan Love. I think he has a bright
Oh,
future there. Bright future.
yes, we love Jordan Love. I'm a big fan of Jordan Love, and I can't wait for football season to start back up. The only thing, if I could pick an issue, is that a lot of the games last year were Sunday night or Monday night, and Lindsay has to get up at 2 a.m. and I just had to miss all the games so I could sleep and then wake up in the morning and get the recaps. Ugh, it's so
I
much not. It's
understand.
not fun. Give
I
me a three
know it. I
o'clock
know
game.
it. I totally understand that. And this year, I'm actually planning on going to a Packers game. I've never been to Lambeau Field. I've never even
Okay.
been to Green Bay.
Okay.
I don't even know how far that is from Milwaukee or anything like that. But I really would like to I like going to different stadiums, and
Yeah.
I'm a little bit crazy, Lindsay. I have like a list of all the stadiums and a bucket list. I want to go to all the stadiums and the organizations of sports. That's what I want to do.
Do it. Get one of those like scratch things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, that's what I have. So I want to do
Perfect.
that. Green Bay is Lambeau Field is something I want to check off the list this year. So I got to look at this schedule and see what game will kind of fit me for sure.
I will tell you, if I were you, I would try to get into the earlier games versus the later games, not just for your wallet, but for the weather. Because man, once that weather goes downhill, it is not pleasant to be there. I'm just
Tell
telling
me
you.
about it. Tell me
Those
about it.
bleachers are cold, and there's nothing to protect you from those gusty winds and wind chills and the negatives, and especially Green Bay, which is very susceptible to crap weather. Go early. Go
No
early.
doubt. I appreciate that advice. I do. Now we kind of talked about it before, but last of the favorites, give me a different restaurant. Favorite restaurant that you like to eat there outside of Harbor House.
I love Lake Park Bistro, which is down the street from Harbor House. It's one that overlooks the lake. It's on a bluff, and
Mm.
I have never had a bad meal there either. And they have like 3 different rooms you could dine in. If you want to stay out of Milwaukee and go to Waukesha, where I currently live, there is a place called Toff's Table. It's fancy smancy, randomly in the middle of downtown Waukesha. Amazing tapas style food. You will never leave hungry. There's so much food. You don't know where it's coming from, and everything is amazing.
Mm, okay. We definitely want to talk offline about those places for sure.
Yes.
I need some good recs, that's for sure. This next question has to do with your job, right? Now I'm always intrigued about meteorologists because you guys talk about the weather. Sometimes you guys are out in the field where it's bad weather. Obviously,
Mhm.
you live in Wisconsin, so you get all 4 seasons. So I
Oh,
want
yeah.
you to talk to me about your day-to-day process of how you go about doing your day, right? You said you get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, so you're early morning
Yep.
meteorologist. Talk to
Yeah.
me about your day in, day out process because I'm sure it changes on the daily.
Right. I mean, so every day, when I come in, I mean, I'm obviously forecasting a different day. So that's how it's never the same every day. My job will never be the same every day. So I get up at 2. I do my, I get ready at home. I do my makeup at home because it just saves me time. And then I get to work and I put my forecast together. So I look at all the weather models. I compare, computer forecasts. I compare tabular data, and I make a little forecast that looks like this. It's hard to see.
Mm,
There it is. I know.
okay.
Big old
Okay.
forecast every day. I have it on a dry erase board because then I cannot waste paper. Um, so I put that together every day, and then I put that into my computers. I make a
Mhm.
bunch of graphics to tell people at home what the weather's going to be because I can't go on the air with that ugly piece of paper. And just try to let people know what's going on. We're on air at 4:30 to 7 a.m. And then
Okay.
I do cut-ins for Good Morning America until 9. I have meetings at right around 9:30, again at 10:15, and then a cut-in at 10:30, and then I'm on the air again at 11 to noon. And that's kind of how the day usually goes. I usually stay late. I always stay probably till 1 o'clock to kind of prep my show, the morning show, for the next day, so I don't have to come in here any earlier. So I just do lots of prep work, lots of, if we have severe weather like we did on Tuesday, I stayed until 2:30 p.m. To help with, any coverage. And then that day we had storms that went through midnight. So I was at home, but I was posting the alerts on my phone while I was tracking them, probably till 10 o'clock at night. So it just depends on how the day goes.
Wow, that is a busy day, Lindsay. No question about it. But we're thankful that we have people like you that tell us and update the weather and what we should wear and go outside and different things like that. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been outside reporting and it's been some very bad weather?
Yes. Honestly, for here, it would have been more of snow, because I am safety is what we preach. So I have been in the middle of a severe thunderstorm warning, and I would not get out of the vehicle because we had lightning. So I did my live shot from inside the car, which is now what we do as a practice anyway. At the time, I was encouraged to get out there, and I was like, it's lightning. I'm telling people to be safe. I'm not getting out there. That's a terrible, like, now with that being said, I have never covered a hurricane. I wish I have. I've lived in the Deep South, and I covered hundreds of tornadoes, but I've never covered a hurricane. I do want to do that someday, where I'm like in the wind, just to say I did it, and then call it safely.
Wow. Okay. No, I love asking meteorologists that question. What if there's someone that wants to come up to you, Lindsay, and say, you know what? You do an excellent job on TV. You look absolutely amazing. And you also are very informational about the weather. We love what you do, and we want to do what you do. What is some advice you would give a student, an intern, or maybe even somebody older like myself? What would you do?
Well, first off, obviously education, start with that. Obviously, that's going to be your groundwork. No weather scenario is going to follow a pattern. So while you can have all the information up here on the perfect case scenario, experience is the one thing that trumps any education. I've covered, like I said, hundreds of tornadoes, many snowstorms, ice storms, you name it, heat waves, droughts, wildfires, now that we get those out of Canada so wonderfully. I had to become an expert at wildfire smoke last year. So I would say internships, like if you're getting out of high school and college, it's all about the internships, because you can get that experience, and, having a thick skin, because you're going to get a lot of haters out there that tell you you're full of crap all the time. But just honing in on your craft and just learning from people that have done it before you. That's the best advice I can give. Plus, there's a lot of jobs in meteorology that aren't on TV. There's more jobs in meteorology that aren't on TV. We're just the ones you see more of. You can work for the Air Force. You can work for the airport. The airport meteorologists make a ton of money. You can do really well there. And you can do really well in the private sector. Insurance companies need meteorologists. Like if you have hail damage, they'll call you to verify if someone should get paid or not. That's a big industry. You could work for the Hurricane Center, FEMA. I mean, there's a lot of jobs out there that are not on TV if you don't want to do that.
I'm glad you said that, because I don't know if people really realize that a whole lot. But I'm also glad that you will get haters. There is some haters, people, I'm sure you get the comments about, well, what you wear, how your hair looks, all different kind of stuff, what you said. Oh, it wasn't accurate about the weather, what you said, and stuff like that, which, again, is going to be good and bad in this type of industry of journalism. I get it when I write my stories, too. Well, you said this about my baby. You said this about my baby. Well, he did shoot 0 for 16. I'm sorry. That's not very good. Right. That's not very good. I mean, 16 shots, you don't make one. That's not very good. I'm sorry. So, but it's the truth. And it's about being accurate. It's about doing your job to the best of your ability. So that's what I try to do when I report the sports. And I'm sure you do that when you report the weather, which leads into a question of mental health, right? Because when we do experience these long hours, sometimes you just said it yourself. You work sometimes 10, 11, 12 hours to prepare for the next day. It's not a normal business hour type shift, right? You get up early in the morning. I get off late at night. I get off at midnight, right? It's very hard for people to be hanging out at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Monday or a Tuesday. But that's the
Mhm.
job that I chose because it's sports reporting and sports are evening and weekends. I wouldn't trade it
You
for the
got it.
world. I'm sure you wouldn't trade it. But how do you balance your work-life balance? You know, obviously being a wife as well, and also with your mental health and not being burnt out or feel like you're overworked and underpaid.
Yes. Okay. That's a loaded question, my friend. So
It is.
I am a huge, huge, huge advocate in physical health as well.
Okay.
Every day, every single day, besides Wednesdays, I go right from work. I have my gym bag packed. I go to the gym. I don't care what kind of day I had. I don't care if I've been here for 15 hours. That is my next stop. It will
Okay.
always be my next stop.
Mm.
Um, the good thing is that I work out in 1,000 different places, so don't come looking for me. But trust me, I have to worry. But yes, working out is my honestly, it's my favorite hobby. When people say, "What are your favorite hobbies?" Working out is my number one favorite hobby.
Okay.
Do I always want to go there? No, I don't. I want to go home and go to bed maybe, or like do anything else, maybe go get a drink or something. But once
Mm-hmm.
I'm there, I'm super happy to be there. And weightlifting is my vice. That's my workout of choice. I love pumping some iron. It's so good for your bones. It's good for your muscles. I can eat a lot of food doing it, so it's also helpful. And
Mm-hmm.
I play some good tunes, and my phone sits in the locker the whole time. I don't look at it. It is, unless we have bad weather. If we have bad weather, I'm checking.
Sure.
But
Sure.
yes, working out is so important. It's a way to get out that frustration. It's a way to kind of like bleed off the day a little bit. So I would say make sure your physical health is there too. You got to exercise your body and your mind. So I did my mind all day. Got to do my body next. So that's my biggest advice. Also, my husband, Mark, we've been married almost 16 years. We are on the same schedule. Even though he does not go into work at 3 in the morning like I do, he goes into work like a normal person at like 7 or 8. We shifted our sleep schedule to make it the same. So when I get up for work, he will get up with me and do a bunch of, he's a mechanic. So he'll work in the garage for a few hours and then go to work. Um, he comes home and we chat for a little bit and we both go to bed at the same time. And that is something that works really well for us, is staying on a consistent schedule. Sleep
Sure.
is so important. That will help your mental health a lot. But also having just people in your corner, like my parents. I go on walks with them in the middle of summer. I'll leave work, I go to the gym, and I'll go walk with mom and dad, and we'll just talk. That's one of my favorite things to do. And then I do have a wonderful, healthy glass of Prosecco every night. It's my nice wind down drink.
Mhm. Very, very, very necessary in this industry. No
You
question
know,
about it.
I like the bubbles. It's nice.
Hmm.
And then also just having somebody to remind you that tomorrow's another day. We got a lot of hate for cutting into programming all on Tuesday night. And all day yesterday, I was on my phone answering people. And then my husband was like, Mark, or his name is Mark. He goes, Lindsay, it doesn't matter. They're going to be upset no matter what you tell them. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I spent way too much time focusing on this and being personally upset by this, that at the end of the day, I just want to keep people safe, and not everybody appreciates that. So, and that's on them.
Absolutely. Mark is absolutely right. Like, once you answer one, you feel like you probably have to answer a whole bunch. And
Yeah.
it just gets tiring after a while, right? Because you just know that you're not going to please everybody in this industry. However, you're going to get more people that are pleased with you than you'll
Yep.
ever get people are displeased with you, for sure.
Mhm.
Um, I know there's times where I have to have my Hennessy as well. I have to come home. It might be 1 a.m. in the morning, but I
That's
have to
okay.
get some Hennessy. I do, because it's a rough day and we
Mhm.
work long hours to do this job that we love to do. But mental health
Mhm.
is so important, right? You talked about family. I'm sure you set boundaries as well. Like you said, there's times where you don't check your phone. You
Mhm.
have to go to the gym. But there's also times where you get breaking news, or when you get stuff where, like you said, severe weather, stuff comes up.
Mhm.
You ever get called back into the office?
So for meteorologists, we don't really get called in. We just kind of like have this inkling that I should be there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
we never like on Tuesday we had severe weather. I didn't leave work until the next meteorologist came in, because you don't leave work when there's an active radar, because you could get
Right.
a warning, and that's what I got to cover. So I wait until the next guy comes in, do a little debrief. I say, "Hey, are you good? Okay, great. You know where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the gym. But if you need anything else, I can post on social media. I can do what you need from home. I have a computer set up at home. I have a radar at home. Like I can do everything that you need to support you while you're in your shift. And that's what I did on Tuesday night. You know, while I wasn't physically at the meeting, I was actively, helping out the weather team and posting on social media and helping them that way. Now, if we have bad weather and I should go back in, is if we have a bunch of tornado warnings and it's like all hands on deck. I will just come in without being asked because that's what you do. So that's usually how it works.
On here with WISN-TV morning meteorologist Lindsey Slater on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We've came to the point now where we're on this or that. This is what I would like to do. I like to throw out two things at you, Lindsay, and you choose one or the other. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Popeyes or KFC? Oh
God, neither. You heard I like to go to the gym, man. I'm not going to KFC or Popeyes.
Okay, no chicken, no. Okay, is there a chicken spot that you like to eat?
No. You know what? Whoever has the best coleslaw.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Now. So, are you a vegetarian?
No.
Oh, so you do eat meat? Okay.
I eat meat. Oh, trust me, I love meat. I just don't like the fried version. It doesn't make me feel so good.
Okay, that's cool. I'm with you on that. So here we go. Chicken wings. Do you eat chicken wings? No? Okay, you are killing me, girl.
Never liked chicken wings. It's like the lamest version of meat. Give me the chicken breast, man. I will attack that, but not this little baby chicken wing.
Okay. I'm with you on that. Okay, here we go. We got to make a pivot then. Let's pivot here. 4 questions. These next 4 questions have to do with concerts, okay? Concerts that you rather go to, okay?
Okay, so, good.
Here we go. Which concert would you rather go to? Brandy or Monica?
Ooh. Brandy? Is that like a bad one?
No, that's not a bad But no, Brandy or Monica are both great. But which one would you rather do?
I'll say Brandy. I'm more of a rock girl, so that's a tough one.
Okay, here we go. And I got some rock ones for you.
Thank God.
Which concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Motley Crue or Def Leppard?
Motley Crue. I know that's probably not the best choice for many people, but I would rather see Motley Crue because it's more my style.
Okay, here we go. Which concert would you rather go see? Would you rather see Linkin Park or Korn?
Linkin Park.
Okay.
Always. That is my number one favorite band.
You was quick on that. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Concert would you rather see? Aerosmith or Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?
Oh, man.
I knew I was going to get you on one. I knew I was going to get you on one. I knew it.
Tom Petty's got a little bit more of the hits I can sing along to.
Okay. All right. I like that. Now, this last one here has to do with a rap concert. This is the last one of the rap. Are you a rap person?
I'll take it.
Okay, here we go. Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Oh, dear God. I don't like Drake because he hated on my Bucks. I'll go with Kendrick. Okay,
I feel you on that, and I side with you on that, girl. I really do. Mm-hmm. I love it. I
haven't liked him since he hated on my Bucks. It was like a while back. There was a huge controversy, and he was dissing my Bucks. So anyone that disses my Milwaukee Bucks is on my what list.
I know that's right. Okay, say less. Here we go. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Baseball or hockey?
Ooh, hockey.
Okay, you said that.
I'll go see baseball in person.
Okay, here we go. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Football or basketball?
Football. No. Okay. Yes, football.
Football? Okay, Here we go. You said you was a dessert person earlier in this podcast. So I'm going to throw 4 desserts out at you, and you have to choose one that you'll never eat again. Okay. So here we go. Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. The first one is ice cream. The second one is cookies. The third one is cakes. The fourth one is candy. Which one are you throwing away?
Cake.
Wow. Really?
Oh, yeah. give me ice cream all day. I'm in the land of custard, first of all, so can't give rid of my custard. I eat candy on the daily. I have an entire drawer full of Reese's peanut butter cups back here. I need that every day. That kind of fuels me through the morning show.
Okay.
And I make a mean chocolate chip cookie, and I can't give that up.
All these things you talking about making, Lindsay, I might have to be a taste tester for real. My goodness. Oh my God. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay. Do you eat potato chips?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So same format. You got to get rid of one of these. Okay. So here we go. Pringles is the first one.
Okay.
Ruff is the second one. Lay's is the third one. Doritos is the fourth one. Which one are you getting rid of?
Ruffles. They're too salty.
Oh, hell no. Lindsay, what?
Come on. When
Ruffles.
You have Pringles are the goat of potato chips. They never break because they're in a column. I mean, that's part of the lure right there. And Doritos?
I would have got rid of Lay's.
Cool Ranch. Cool Ranch is the goat of potato chips.
Well, Lindsay, you get no argument from me on that one, but I would have got rid of Lay's. Lay's I would have got rid of for sure. But you said Ruffles. Ruffles got sour cream. Sour cream and cheddar is the best chip ever made that Ruffles ever made.
What about sour cream and onion?
That's second.
Okay.
Yes, the cheddar trumps the sour cream and onion. That's me. Okay. Okay, here we go. We got two more for this or that.
Okay.
Which sport would you rather play? Bowling or badminton?
I'm terrible at bowling. I could do well for about 4 goes, and then my thumb keeps getting stuck in the ball, and then I'd rather play badminton. It's a little bit more physical, and I think I could just really chuck that ball, or I'll play badminton.
I love it. I'm a huge badminton player. I'm better at bowling, but I love badminton too. I feel that. Okay, here we go. Last one for the this or that. Dominoes or spades?
What's spades?
Oh my gosh. No, you did not.
I don't know what that is. How about Lil Malnati's? That's my favorite pizza.
No, this is not a pizza. It's a game. Dominoes or spades?
I thought you talking about
pizza. What in the blue hell? She said Illuminati and pizza. I don't even think I've ever heard that here on the show before.
Well, now you have. I'm a little different.
I have. Spades is a card game. That's what it is. Okay. I got a lot to teach you, Lindsay. I got a lot to teach you. What the hell?
I can play a mean game of Texas Hold'em. How about that?
Okay. Now you coming back. Now you back in my good graces. Texas Hold'em. All right, that's good. You said pizza. Okay.
We were talking about food. I got really excited.
We were, but I mean, that went straight right. I gave you the ball to run up the middle, and you decided to do what the Little Giants did and run backwards. If you remember the movie, Little Giants.
Yes, I love that movie.
I love that movie too. I'm kind of dating myself because I'm in my 30s, so I understand.
Me too. Trust me.
Okay.
Me too.
So there you go. Okay, so we're cool. All right. So if Lindsay was not a meteorologist, okay, what career would she have pursued and why?
Veterinarian. If I would have stuck with it, I love animals. So that was.
What's your favorite animal?
Easy. That one's really easy for me. I would definitely be a zoo veterinarian because I just like helping animals, and they don't really talk back really. And if they do, I don't understand what they're saying. So that's kind of nice.
That is very nice. What's your favorite animal?
A sea otter.
Wow.
Specifically, okay. I know that's random, but that and then a cat. I have 3 of my own cats. So.
Wow. Well, that is really 2 ends of the spectrum here, Lindsay. A sea otter and a cat. Wow. Okay. I love it. I love it though. What's your cat's names?
I name all my cats after movie characters. So I've had 5 my whole life. My first cat was named Memphis after Memphis Rain from Gone in 60 Seconds. So he's no longer with us. I also had Maverick, obviously. Maverick. He is also no longer with us. The 3 I currently have are Flynn, who is from Tron. I love the movie Tron. I love Tron. All the way. Ripley, Sigourney Weaver from Aliens, best heroine ever. And then I have Sway, who is also from Gone in 60 Seconds.
That seems to me like one of your favorite movies, which that was a Nicolas Cage movie. That was very good movie.
Yes, it's my husband's favorite movie, so you gotta give and take a little bit, so you can tell which ones I named versus which ones he named.
No question. No question on that one. Okay, I feel it. What is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
That's a hard one. I mean, I guess tomorrow's always another day. Tomorrow's another day to do better. So if you screw up one day, you can just wake up and try it all over again and see if it goes out a little better this time and learn something from that.
I love it. I love it. Now, you're definitely not going to find that on a fortune cookie. That's for sure.
No,
you're not going to find that on a fortune cookie for sure. No, I do. I love that saying. Tomorrow is another day. Every day presents different challenges, but there's also some great things about the next day as well. I always say tomorrow is another day to be great.
Yeah, I love that. It is.
The one thing I say.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure, absolutely. So I love asking meteorologists this question. What would you rather cover? Would you rather cover a snowstorm, a hurricane, a tornado, or would you rather be in a situation where it's like a fire? Which one would you rather cover?
Like out in the field or in the studio? That makes a big difference.
Out in the field.
Shouldn't be covering a tornado. So we'll just nix that one altogether. That one's a little bit too chaotic. I hate snow with every fiber of my being. I would rather go cover a hurricane, mainly because I've never done it yet.
But you're from Wisconsin. How can you hate snow?
I've always hated snow. I hate it. I do not like cold weather sports. I do not like being cold. I do not like being inconvenienced. Bring on the heat. Give me some heat.
I feel that. Now, I came from Atlanta, Georgia, up to here to Minnesota. So my mother and my father, my mother lives in Georgia. My father lives in upstate New York. So I love the heat. I don't love being cold at all. But when I came here, this was the first time I've ever experienced -degree temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
Never in my life have I done that. I mean, it was so cold, Lindsay. I had to make business decisions on what to bring in the house when I've moved here. Like that can stay in the car. I don't want to bring that damn thing in. I'm good. I got one pillow. I'm not going back out to the car. I got one blanket. I'm good. It was so cold. I was like, I don't know if I can live here like forever, you know, like forever.
If you don't have a garage. Yeah, that's a sad reality.
It is, right? No question about that. Two more questions I have for you before I wrap this up. The next question is about recommendations. Like I said, I do plan on coming back there to Milwaukee. And I definitely loved my short, brief time there. What should I do when I touch down in Milwaukee again?
I would say we have a big foodie scene here. No matter where you go, you're going to find someplace new. So you could just walk down any of our streets and pick a restaurant. You're going to find some amazing food. Definitely check out. I mean, as you know, I love Harbor House. Lake Park Bistro is amazing. And there's so many other restaurants that are great. You got to go to AmFam Field and check out a Brewer game. I mean, they've done a lot with their food there as well. And also check out several of our breweries. We have Miller Brewing and also Lakefront Brewery, which gives you free tours and free beer. And they have like a huge beer hall as well. So definitely check out a brewery and the brewers.
Okay, you talking my speed now. No question about it. Breweries, absolutely. Okay, I love that. Now, this last question is about what is something that you want to advocate or talk about that we have not discussed yet before we conclude?
I would say, that's a fun question. I would say, we haven't talked about yet. I would totally go for climate change, but that would be another full hour-long conversation. But
that might be part two of the podcast.
Yeah, yes, it is real, and we are causing some issues with it, so we can talk about that another time. But I would say, just make sure that you take some time for yourself, because it is important to just take a break from the hustle and bustle of the world and just like take a deep breath and make sure that you are sometimes maybe turning off your phone, sometimes maybe turning off devices, and just like going outside and like closing your eyes in the sunshine. I think that is so impactful, getting out there with nature just for a moment and just let your body recharge a little bit, because it's so easy to get lost in what our world doesn't show us. You know what I mean? Just be present. Being present, I think, is really important.
I love that. I really do. I think that's some great advice. I really do appreciate you hopping on here. I've learned so much about you in this time. It's really been a fun conversation, no question about it. And once again, once I do touch down in Milwaukee, I'll definitely have to hit you up for sure.
Yes, yes. Need to get you some pumpkin pie, my friend. My goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. And teach you how to play spades and
Oh
not have no
gosh,
damn
yeah.
pizza around. No pizza around with spades. For sure. So,
That's what's bad.
so,
That's
but
bad.
right,
I'm clearly
right.
hungry, so
And that's okay. That's all right. You are working very hard, and we appreciate you once again hopping on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. Continue to do your thing and to be an inspiration to many.
Thank
And you
you.
enjoy your rest of your Thursday, okay?
You too. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.